Everyone. So the big question is, what are the Lakers going to do about Zach Lavine? Are they, when the time comes and push comes to shove, going to make the move to acquire Zach Lavine? Now, look, the Lakers could absolutely use Zach. He is a dynamic scorer, can apply some rim pressure, be an athlete out on the perimeter. The Lakers really lack that athletic, explosive guard, and that's what Zach Lavine can give you from a Lakers standpoint. Give you that consistent 20-plus point a game scorer, give you some off-ball shooting, give you some over-the-top shooting. Zach Lavine would be very dynamic. I have a couple of concerns personally about the Lakers acquiring Zach Lavine. We'll touch on those here in a minute. But there's also been several reports about just concerns that the Lakers have if they were to acquire Zach Lavine. And two of them are very reasonable concerns that were just reported that I want to go over with here. So let's dive right into it real quick. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with everything. Per Zach Lowe of ESPN, the Lakers are weary of acquiring Lavine to raise the ceiling for the offense because it would come at the expense of their defense and long-term salary cap. So, two very real concerns, right? Long-term salary, Zach Lavine's making $40+ million a year, and it continues to increase. And then they have concerns that they may potentially sacrifice some defense to bolster their offense, right? Now, let's touch into the defense first, and then we'll jump into the salary cap and all that stuff. So, first off, the way I look at it, you're not trading Anthony Davis. And as long as you have Jared Vanderbilt and Cam Reddish this year, you're going to be fine defensively. I mean, Cam Reddish and Jared Vanderbilt are your two main perimeter defenders. And then Anthony Davis is the best defensive player in the world. As long as you have those three guys, in my opinion, I think the Lakers will be completely fine. Would they be able to keep a Gabe Vincent, or would they end up trading Gabe Vincent in any potential Zach Lavine trade? Could be a real question mark, because if you end up trading Gabe Vincent, well, then that's one less point of attack, just guard, right? Now, if the trade package is something centered around a D'Lo, Rui, and then, say you throw in a couple, like Jalen Hood-Schifino, Maxwell Lewis, and like a Max Christie, right? And you give up those guys and you're kind of just getting there. Maybe you have to throw in another vet minimum salary or something. Whatever you got to do, right? If you're doing something like that to go get a Zach Lavine, then by all means, I think the Lakers would be fine. As long as you have these two guys, and then on top of that, have Taurean Prince, right? If you lose Taurean Prince, that could hurt, but I also think it depends on what you're getting back in the deal. So let's say you do something that pushes for multiple players from the Bulls, right? So let's say you do something, and this is just off the top of my head, but let's say you do like a Rui, a D'Lo, a Gabe Vincent, Taurean Prince, and then a bunch of young guys. But you get back, say, an Alex Caruso, Zach Lavine, and you get like an Andre Drummond. And if that's the case, then I think the Lakers would be perfectly okay, because you're getting back another big defensive center that can rebound and play alongside AD, be a backup big, be more trustworthy and reliable than Jackson Hayes. Maybe you're even giving Jackson Hayes in the deal, right? Especially if the Bulls are in a rebuild mode, right? So maybe they go, hey, let's spend the rest of the year kind of evaluating Jackson Hayes, and then maybe we keep him long term. That could be a real possibility. We'll see. But if I'm the Lakers, I would push for Alex Caruso. There's a lot of talks that the Bulls, they don't want to trade Alex Caruso, that they're kind of on the fence about it. Or if they do trade him, they want something that is extremely valuable for him. My thought process with it is you're not going to be able to trade Zach Lavine, right? If the reports are true, that is, right? All the reports are he has no market, and the big reason is his salary. So if I'm the Lakers, and that's really the case, I would look at it as hey, we're going to have to gut our roster to go and acquire Zach Lavine for you. You have no other options. You need to get off of his contract. We're doing you a huge favor. We want Alex Caruso. It's not like you're not going to be compensated. There will be a first-round pick involved. You're going to get several young players. You're going to get a guy in a Rui Hachimura. You're going to get plenty of pieces that are going to make it worthwhile. And Alex Caruso, he's not 23 or something like that, right? So by the time you're ready to rebuild, you're probably not going to have an Alex Caruso to do so anyway. So give us an Alex Caruso, give us an Andre Drummond, give us a Zach Lavine. We'll do whatever we have to make the salary work. And if when all is said and done, you have a core roster of, say, LeBron, AD, Zach Lavine, you have Austin Reeves, Alex Caruso, Cam Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt, Andre Drummond, and Christian Wood. Like, there's 9 guys right there. You're not running more than that in the playoffs anyway, right? You're only going to run, 7 to 9 guys when you get to the playoffs. You'd be excellent defensively because you'd have Alex Caruso, you'd have Cam Reddish, and you'd have Jared Vanderbilt alongside Anthony Davis. You're the best defensive team in the league already. You're only going to be better if that were to happen, right? You're not going to be great shooting the 3 ball, but you're not great anyway right now. You're around, at best, you'll be an average 3-point shooting team. That's kind of what they are right now. Right? So, but you have that dynamic scorer. You have LeBron James. You have Anthony Davis. You have the number 1 defense in the league. If it's me, I'm starting Zach Lavine, Cam Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis in the playoffs. LeBron James, hey, sorry, buddy, you got to run point guard. It's the playoffs. Let's go. You got your 2 elite defensive perimeter guys. You have more than enough scoring between Zach Lavine, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. You're good, right? And then you'd have an Alex Caruso, an Austin Reeves. You'd have a Christian Wood, Andre Drummond, right? You'd have all these guys coming off the bench to provide multiple things. Plus, you have the buyout market and all kinds of stuff. The Lakers would be in great shape if they were to do a deal like that. Now, as far as the salary cap implications go, that I have a big concern with also, right? That $40 million long term could be an issue. Now, the salary cap is supposed to spike rather significantly in the 25 season. So if that happens, then the $40 million wouldn't be as impactful as it is right now, but you still got to get through this season and then you got to get through next season before that ends up spiking, right? So are you going to be able to build a contender next season? But you basically have everyone locked up that you need to have locked up. Right? So, like, if you do win the championship this year, you can basically just run it back with everybody. You'd have everybody still on, multi-year contract. LeBron James, you could work out his salary, whatever you got to do to make the numbers work, and you're in good shape, right? LeBron, look, if the Lakers win the NBA championship this year, you don't think LeBron James will do whatever it takes to go win another one? Of course he will, right? Because at that point, he's just trying to stack NBA championships. And look, I've talked about this before. I do think that you owe it to LeBron, based on the way he's playing right now, to go and make a move. I don't think, though, Zach Lavine is necessarily that move. I do have my concerns, right? Zach Lavine could come in and be everything the dynamic scorer he is, and the Lakers could, just coast to an NBA championship. Like, literally, right? Zach Lavine solves a lot of the Lakers' issues. Right? They're the number 1 defense. And again, as long as you have Cam Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt, Anthony Davis, you're going to be the best defensive team in the league. Right? So, because at that point, you just need everyone else to be relatively serviceable. Right? You just need everybody not to just be worst defensive guys in the league type guys. Right? As long as they can, be somewhat manageable, then you're going to be the best defense in the league. So if you have that, then bolstering your scoring, I think, is something the Lakers need to do, right? I love the Lakers team right now. I think the Lakers are more than capable currently. Like, if they did nothing, I think the Lakers are currently capable of winning an NBA championship. They may end up winning, depending on when you're watching this, they may have already won it, the in-season tournament, right? So, and that could be a good precursor to potentially winning the NBA championship. I don't have doubts that the Lakers, if they put it all together, you have a healthy LeBron and AD, I will take my chances, right? But if you have an opportunity to get better, I think you have to do it. If you have the opportunity to make yourself that much more dynamic and take yourself from, say, 50-50 chance to even just like a 52% chance, like, you have to do it. But I do have my concerns with Lavine. Right? His attitude at times can be an issue. His injury history is not great, doesn't bode well. He's currently, at the time of recording this video, out with injury. Although there's kind of talks that it's not really that significant. The Chicago Bulls want to trade him, so they don't want him to get like hurt, right? To where they can't trade him. So it's kind of more just like precautionary why he's out. Who knows, right? But at the end of the day, I wouldn't, if the Lakers trade for Zach Lavine, I'll be happy, right? Because the Lakers, if they figure it out and they make it work, are going to be very terrifying. They'll be very good on both sides of the basketball. I mean, they could be number one on both sides of the basketball, right? If they get a guy like Zach Lavine. I still lean towards a DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, and Andre Drummond because I think you get those three guys for the same price as Lavine. But if the Chicago Bulls aren't willing to do that, I think you could do worse than Zach Lavine. I do have a concern with his money. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Obviously, there's always going to be those back and forth reports, right, until we move closer to the trade deadline. I mean, nothing can happen until middle of January anyway. So we still have, at least a good month and a half before anything even starts to come to fruition. So anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you have concerns about Zach Lavine? I'm not really worried about the defense, right? If you end up losing Zach, or if you end up trading for Zach Lavine, because you're not trading Vando and you're not trading Reddish. It doesn't make any sense for the Lakers to trade those two guys. So, I'd keep those guys. Lakers are in a position of negotiation power, so, they don't have to do anything, right? This isn't like last year where the Lakers were desperate. Lakers aren't desperate. Like, they could just stick to the squad that they have right now and probably still win the NBA championship. So, anyway, again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions, however you feel, down in the comments below.